And now, here's some DC comic book news. Learn it, live it, love it.
My mind is going. I can feel it.
DC News, episode 39, Avoid the Void.
Hey folks, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome to my video outhouse. It's time once again for DC Comics News. And DC Comics News is coming to you from the outhouse at Alternate Reality, located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all new comics are 15% off every day for everyone, including all the comics that David Finch makes. What about him?
Well, DC made a big deal about the fact that they signed David Finch to an exclusive contract. David Finch is writing and drawing a book. David Finch's pages are coming in as what DC described as Kubert speed.
Which is?
Very, very slow. And so DC said, why don't we go to where David Finch learned his craft? Why don't we go over to Top Cow and see some of the artists over there would like to come in and help David get the book out on a regular basis of time.
And they went to Top Cow, and the first thing they did was go, ah!
Yeah. So, I mean, I think they picked up Tyler Kirkham. DC's basically making this big exclusive run, and for artists, they're looking at people who are not under contract to Top Cow to fill in the gap, although they need to do like Marvel does and establish a program where you go out and find artists all over the world instead of finding guys who are already working on stuff.
C.B. Sabalski over at Marvel did that.
Yeah, he did the Chester Squest. They need to hire the same guy. They need to hire the same guy and do something like that. Look for people. Find people.
Next story we got up is this guy, Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is coming back in a new book.
Swamp Thing was coming back in a brand new Vertigo book, and then Dan DiDio, who along with Jim Lee is now and Jeff Johnson are in charge of DC, went, you know that policy about characters who were created for the DC universe that are living in the Vertigo world but don't come over to the DC universe?
Hellblazer.
That policy no longer exists.
Oh! Well.
So Swamp Thing is getting a brand new DCU book later on this year.
Okay. So no more of that edgy Swamp Thingy, Vertigo-y stuff. We're gonna have a Justice League Swamp Thing. He's
gonna be hanging out, and it's him, it's Shade, it's any character that basically popped up in the DC universe before, which would include John Constantine, will be hanging out in the DCU from now on.
Oh, I can't wait to see Constantine in the Justice League satellite. That'll be great.
He'll be smoking.
This thing, yeah, there you go. There's no smoking here in the satellite. Ah, you're right. Go to hell.
Yeah, all right. Fuck, scare you.
Okay, so next thing we got, Action Comics is Paul Cornell.
Paul Cornell is the guy who's taking over. He was taking over for Mark Buckingham. He's gonna be, I think his first issue of Action Comics is coming out pretty soon. Yes. He is the first person to be announced as signing a DC exclusive. Well, DC hasn't announced it, but the word is basically going out that Cornell will be signing exclusive for the company because DC's making a big run on a lot of characters right now that they're going to announce during the summertime, and so Marvel's basically been signing all their guys now and getting them out of the way because DC's come up with this great policy. If you're going to sign an exclusive with us, anything you're working on for the company you're working on right now before you sign the contract, you have to quit. Mm-hmm. Okay. But Cornell Spitfire one-shot's still coming out from Marvel, but he's going to be hanging out at DC.
Okay, last story we've got involves death.
Cancellation!
Death in the DC universe!
Cancellation!
They're not killing more characters, they're killing books, which is the same thing almost. And we got getting killed off what? Air.
We need Air. Unknown Soldier with 25. Magog with number 12, and the Great 10,
which was supposed to go
Great 9.
Was supposed to go 10 issues. Great 10. 9. Great 10, 10 issues, 10 issue maxi series. Now it's the Great 10 for 9 issues. Right. So which should give you some idea of how well the book was selling. They didn't want to do that extra 10th issue.
I'm assuming for that last issue that 2 of them are bunking up. I don't know.
It's probably going to be a double-sized thing, or at least a size and a half.
Yeah, because Magog number 12 was supposed to be like part 3 of a 4-issue arc. It is now a big mega-sized issue, which will cost $4.99 or $3.99, and no one's going to buy it anyway.
The Magog people will buy it.
Well, Scott Collins has to buy it because Scott Collins was taking over the book.
Whoever was buying Magog will buy it. So, that's it. We're done. We're finished around here. We've got no more DC news, but you can read more DC news at the store's website. And where's the store's website at? Sarah knows.
www.myalternatereality.com.
Thanks, Mickey.
So stop off the store's website. Check out all the DC news that he sends me that I post up. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man.
And boy, I confess! There's a light over my head, I confess!
Bye! Marvel's rebooted the entire Avengers line, and to celebrate, the hero of the month this month is the Avengers! That's right, all of my Avengers trade paperbacks are 25% off this month. New, Mighty, Initiative, West Coast, Masterworks, soft covers, hard covers, East Coast, West Coast, Justice League. No, not Justice League. All of my Avengers trade paperbacks are 25% off all month long to celebrate. So don't you dare miss it. Stop down. It'll be from the first of the month to the last of the month, all month long.